Contrary to your endless prattle about privilege, equity, and the emotional brutality of the royal family, you have allowed, indeed encouraged, royal titles to be conferred upon your children, Archie and Lilibet.
The Prince and Princess of Sussex, if you don't mind.
Oh, apologies.
Oh, come on, Cobalt. Have a bit of decorum. You're addressing royalty here.
Oh, quite right, Harry. I'll try much harder to feign obeisance.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Meghan, shouldn't it be Princess and Prince of Sussex?
Well, no, because Archie's older, no, because Archie's older, and he's Mummy's little boy, so he gets to go first.
Yeah, but isn't that just ageist? Or at least using ageism as a pretext for perpetuating the patriarchy and subjugating women?
Although that was utterly beguiling garbage, it was very eloquently stated, Harry.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been rehearsing it every day for the last 6 weeks. Didn't stop me bringing this, though.
No, that's not what ageism is. You're getting it all wrong. And besides, it's Prince and Princess, It's not Princess and Prince. I mean, that hardly flows off the tongue, does it? It's a bit clunky.
Yeah, but isn't that just being cadencist?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Where are you getting these words from? You can't just put ist or ism on the end of anything and then explain everything through its lens.
Annoying, isn't it?
I just really love social justice. Really love it.
Yeah, okay, but you've got to know when to stop.
No, Meghan, it's sentient. I mean, has a life of its own. Once unleashed, it will cumulatively radicalize until it destroys itself and all that it's infected.
What are you talking about?
When you insert a modifier before the word justice, it immediately corrupts it and banishes it from its own definition.
Look, I'm just going to guess that Cobalt's going off on one at the moment. Having one of his moments. So I've got no idea what he's on about. But what I do know is that we need to use every opportunity we can to promote and support women and equality. Equality. And the only way we're going to get proper equality is if we treat women as superior.
Well, look, there is a lot of truth in what you're saying there, Harry.
Well, returning back to the crux of the question, that being the magnificence of your hypocrisy for wanting the Prince and Princess of Sussex to want titles.
Sorry, what's hypocritical about it? We've got titles.
And we love our titles, and we only ever use them for good causes, charitable endeavours, and making a bit of money for ourselves on the side.
No, Harry.
No, not the last one. Not the last one. No, that's what we don't do. Hey, Meghan.
Yes, well, you are clearly islands of virtue amid a river of filthy money and Hollywood sleaze.
I don't know about any of that, or even what those words mean, Dr. Jackson. All I know is we've got to be ourselves, Wasn't it the great philosopher Descartes who said, "I am what I am"?
No, that was Popeye the Sailor Man. Some lawyers have claimed, Harry, that your reckless admission to using multiple illegal substances might threaten your US visa.
That's so stupid. It was medicinal.
Yeah, Harry partaking in these substances, it's not the same as, doesn't directly correlate with, using drugs, taking drugs. He's not a druggie. He's not like one of those, street people. Sorry, what are they called again?
The homeless.
Yeah, that's it, the homeless. Ugh. Yeah, they're drug takers, drug users, druggies. And they should be, labeled as such, and shunned. Whereas what Harry was doing was just using those substances to open up a pathway so, he could finally, get to me, in terms of, in spirit and in physicality.
That's right. Don't compare me to some common crackhead, I used it for spiritual renovation.
Ah, rejuvenation.
Oh, so you are sympathetic to the idea of ingesting such substances, Meghan?
What? Me, personally? No, it's a filthy thing to do. I can understand why someone like Harry, who's like lost in the wilderness, might use it as a tool, to finally, find some hope and some freedom.
And in this instance, hope and freedom took the form of you, Meghan.
And I can understand that. I can understand that. But me? No. I don't need any further clarity.
Look, if she found any more clarity, she'd be translucent.
So no, I'm not going to be eating some dodgy-looking mushroom or drinking some foul liquid to try and help me achieve a higher level of consciousness. Because, I already have it.
Oh, indeed, Meghan. You certainly don't appear to live in the plane of reality that the rest of us do.
Well, thank you.
But returning back to the meat of the question, which was about claims made by lawyers suggesting that the revelations in Spare may impede your ability to retain your US visa.
I don't listen to lawyers unless they're telling me exactly what I want to hear. Such as, yes, you are entitled to some money, Harry. Or, yes, that newspaper did assault your wife's honour, and therefore you're entitled to some money, Harry. And everything in between.
I don't think it's going to actually come to them revoking his visa.
Why is that?
Look, you can't deport people like me. There'll be a way.
Oh, I see. So you're referring to the clear double standard of justice meted out to elites like yourselves as opposed to commoners like us.
Well, hold on, CJ. It doesn't feel quite right, labelling you as a commoner.
Well, I can't say it felt particularly right, referring to you two as elites.
Touché.
Look, if need be, right, we're just going to say that, like, Harry made a mistake in the book, He told some lies just so he could sell more copies and look edgy
and cool.
Right, so you'll just say that Harry lied about his mind-enhancing experiences. Is that going to work, though? Because he did detail them with fruity candor in the book. And not only that, he advocated for their employment in combating certain mental health issues. You really think you can just get away with saying that he made it all up and lied?
Well, how else are they going to gauge that possibility without looking back through our history?
Which is replete with lies. Trust us, Cobalt. This is foolproof.
You've made the bizarre and subtly obnoxious request for Archie's birthday, which coincides exactly with the coronation, to be recognised in some way during the event.
Yeah, Daddy's special boy is turning 4. And if we're going to make him share his birthday with some coronation, then the least they can do is include him in it in some way.
Make it like a joint celebration.
Right, but let's be honest, if we were to gauge the levels of ludicrousness here, we would be heading right off the charts, wouldn't we?
Well, we can find out right here, right now, because I picked this up off Amazon the other day.
Oh, the Ludoscope 3000.
Yeah, and this one's got the Nuttersphere upgrade. Yeah, tells you exactly whereabouts you are in the Nuttersphere. Just as I suspected. No ludicrousness registered at all in that statement. Oh yeah. It wasn't on.
Anyway, back to your attempt at commandeering proceedings by suggesting that a sacred state occasion, such as a coronation of a monarch, be augmented to make reference to your son Archie's 4th birthday.
Oh! That went hot. Red hot.
We just thought it'd be nice, right? They haven't seen much of Archie, and this way they can make a big fuss of him. Yeah, it's Grandpa's big day, but it's his big day too.
Yep, you only turned 4 once.
Yes, but one must ask, are you not aware of how ridiculous it sounds and how narcissistic it is to ask for your son's 4th birthday to be included in the proceedings of a coronation? Moreover, are you not aware that you've just released a book months ago where you levelled an unparalleled attack at multiple members of the royal family?
We're aware of the second one, yeah? But that was a long time coming, They should just take it on the chin and stop complaining and sulking.
I mean, what is so ridiculous about wanting Archie's birthday to be included?
It's almost like you actually believe that you live in a Disney film.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
A 4-year-old's birthday cannot be tied in with the coronation.
Yeah, but it might be quite scary too. Because although you've got your good guys, you've got your Mickey Mouse and your Donald Duck and your...
And Mulan.
Yeah, and Mulan. But you've also got, the baddies too. So actually, this is something I've got to give some serious consideration to.
Yes, well, you do that, Harry. Meghan?
Look, we just, innocently wanted to make it a special family occasion, right? And what better way than to all get round and celebrate Archie's birthday?
I hate to have to inform you, Meghan, but this is not a family occasion. This is a state occasion. And if King Charles were to give in to this request, even slightly, he would lose a lot of support and a lot of respect.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. I mean, what is it that we've actually requested, for his grandson's birthday to be recognized while we're celebrating his, coronation thingy? I mean, what's he going to say? No? I mean, how would that look?
See, this is how she thinks. Genius. I can't keep up with her.
Oh, I'm quite convinced of that, Harry. And I doff my hat to your impressive levels of cunning, Meghan. I mean, it would be testament to your bottomless pit of manipulative ability, as well as King Charles's inherent weakness, if such a thing were to actually occur. I wouldn't touch the Ludoscope 3000 yet, Harry. I mean, it's heard this whole conversation. It's likely to be very hot still.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Do you have any fear, Harry, given Meghan's taste for breaking up with people and cutting them off completely like a troublesome mole, that she'll do exactly the same to you once she's extracted all of your filling and left you as an empty, shriveled husk?
I thought exactly the same thing, actually, Cobalt, As you know, I'm a cautious redhead. Although I used the phrase, sucked all the goodness out of me and left me as a withered shell. Same thing. Tomato, tomato.
Indeed.
And I must say, no, I don't fear it, And as Don Corleone might say, and I'll give you my reasons.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him hear you do that.
One, the bond that Meghan and I have is stronger than any of the bonds she shared with her friends or family or father, deeper and more sacred. Isn't that right, Meghan?
Yeah, sure.
And two, which to be honest is like 95% of the whole reason, if not more. I actually can't envisage, I can't even go there. I can't possibly think about, Meghan leaving me. It's like a big unthinkable void, or like, the scary side of a dark woods. Too frightening to ponder or explore.
Uncharacteristically eloquent, Harry.
Look, I think we need to be frank about this. I'm not going to be leaving Harry, okay? It's a certainty. Like 100% not going to happen. Because presently, it would have, no advantage to me. It would be foolish, right? It would be unwise. Like, it would be lacking objectivity for the big picture, the whole picture. And because I love him.
But we must be frank, Meghan, about the sheer number of individuals that you have cast aside like once loved kittens to the roadside.
Look, I've never hidden any of my past. Oh, much of my past. Some of my past I haven't hidden. And, it's true that sometimes people just gotta go. It's like, sorry, I just can't be around you anymore. You just, no more.
Oh, it's lucky that we're inseparable. Aren't we, Meghan?
You drain my inner light, right? So I can't be around you anymore. You block off my infinite connection to like celestial oneness, right? And it's like, I can't have that. You've got no more to offer me. So it's time for us to part ways, right?
But we'll always carry on down the same road together, won't we, Meghan? Yeah, but we'll always carry on down the same road together, hand in hand, as you always see us. Won't we, Meghan?
That's happened to me, a fair number of times. And in all fairness, much more often than it happens to other people, right? But maybe I'm just unlucky in the people I've met. Or maybe, I'm just gifted with like perception. I don't know. All I know is that I've got to remain true to me. I've got to listen to my heart and just remain true to me.
Then I will too. I'll finally be exactly who I am. Yeah. And that's why you love me so much, isn't it, Meghan?
Sometimes you just got to know when to cut loose,
Right, that's it. I'm sleeping in one of the many spare beds tonight.
Oh, big threat.
Well, you have always said that you're a spare.
We have a question here, more of a request, really, from a Kevin with a C. Do either of you know any jokes?
Oh, yeah, I've got one. Yeah, I tried to enter my brother into an ugly competition, but the security said, sorry, no professionals.
Did you hear about the scarecrow who won the Nobel Prize for being outstanding in his field?
Isn't it funny how dogs always run to the door when the doorbell goes? But it's hardly ever for them.
During the 18th century, Britain sent everyone they had called Colin to another country. Everyone called Colin. It was a British colonization.
I had to quit my job at the helium factory. I refused to be spoken to in that tone.
I was never very good at maths in school.
Shocker.
I failed math so many times I can't even count.
Which reminds me, there are 3 types of people in this world. Ones that can count and ones that can't.
I was driving the other day and I was following this car and I was a bit too close because the guy in the driver's seat was so short, unbelievably short. So I was trying to get closer to see how short he was. And then he pulled the brakes and bang, I smashed into him. And then he got out of the car and then it was clear. It was clear how short he was, he really was short, And then he looked at me, he looked at the car, and then he looked back at me, and looked up, of course, and he said, I'm not happy. And I said, you're not? Which one are you then?
I told my artist girlfriend that she drew her eyebrows too high, and she seemed surprised.
What girlfriend?
It's a joke, Meghan. It's a joke.
So what if I don't know exactly what Armageddon means? I mean, it's not the end of the world.
I spent all day the other day in the garden with my stepladder. It's not my real ladder.
Yeah, I bought a brand new thesaurus the other day, but it was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, it was terrible.
What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot.
Yeah, I recently got a job, at last, but in a mirror factory. Because it was always something I could see myself doing.
Ooh, yeah, our local vet went into business with our local taxidermist. Yeah, under the banner, either way, you get your dog back.
Hey, we've got dogs.
We're dog lovers here, Harry.
Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. Relax. I've got my EpiPen here, and it's very special to me because my best friend gave it to me as he was dying, and it seemed very important to him for me to have it.
We have a question here from a Herbert Harmonica, who once had breasts and was known as Veronica, who asks, where do you stand on transgender females competing in women's sport? It's a revelation in terms of consciousness and tolerance. No, it's a big step forward. Yes, it certainly is incredible how it's tolerated.
I actually prefer it. It fills me with pride to see people identifying left, right, and centre.
It's been a magical achievement for the trans community and for society at large, in general. Of course, there have been the detractors, there have been the doubters, the haters. But, you got to expect that. There's always going to be some bigots, backward-thinking bigots who just hate to see people happy.
Oh, what a world. What a world we live in.
But hey, the best we can hope for is to silence these hateful voices, in their attempts to drag us back into the mistaken beliefs of yesterday, such as only biological women can compete in women's sports. I mean, what is that?
And we can't have that. I mean, what kind of evil heart must you have to want to deprive brave transgender women of the opportunity to compete in the sport they love? And they seem to be so good at them, too.
They do seem quite successful, Harry.
Yeah, maybe don't go down this route, Harry.
Why not? We should be celebrating transgender athletes and their achievements, Some of them are performing feats, tremendous feats, never before seen in female sport, I mean, sometimes I literally can't believe what I'm watching.
I think you speak for us all watching, Harry.
Yeah, I agree in principle, Harry. We should definitely celebrate the achievements of transgender women. But, probably shouldn't go on about the specifics, right?
Such as Leah Thomas winning her swimming races by 45 seconds and smashing world records.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was a tremendous time for a woman.
Yeah, but once again, Harry, it's better to keep things more, general and vague. So we should celebrate the trans community's achievements as a whole for fighting, for tolerance, equity, and inclusion.
But Meghan, they're literally smashing records at every single event. I mean, it's astonishing. And some people didn't think they should be able to compete when they so clearly thrive. There are few things more beautiful in this planet than a bearded lady bench presser, bench pressing her way into the record books.
But does it occur to you that perhaps it's the fact that they are, for all athletic purposes, men?
Not true.
It's a very harmful thing to say.
It's not about athletics or biology. It's about feelings, Kobold.
Do forgive me.
Forgiven.
But when it comes to running and jumping and swimming and lifting heavy things, what you think about yourself, how you identify, there's no impact at all on the situation. It's only about biology. Feelings make no difference. I mean, feelings and identity have no currency in biology. In fact, you can feel like you're dead, but that feeling itself proves necessarily that you're biologically alive, for instance.
That's a good point, actually. I never thought of it in that way.
Just 1 second, you two. That was the video. And if you could now please press the like thumb, the notification bell, the subscription button, and leave a comment in the comment section below, that would be mightily welcomed. Thanks. Now, please continue with the drivel you were spouting. Numerous stories have emerged from Our King, a new book about King Charles, one being that he was left frustrated about his golf tour being overshadowed by your announcement confirming the relationship, then immediate demand to be left alone.
Look, we were entering into what would turn out to be the greatest journey either of us have ever taken, when we finally announced our relationship. Isn't that right, Meghan?
Well, maybe not the greatest, but definitely top 10.
And Pa was worried about his golf tour being overshadowed.
And you'd think he'd be happy about his trip being overshadowed by such, joyous news.
You'd think.
But he was only thinking about himself, typical dad. And he doesn't even like golf.
No, Harry, he was on tour of the Gulf, the Gulf region. The question really is, why did you think it was appropriate to release your announcement to the tabloids whilst your father was away on important official royal duties? Why not just wait until he returns?
We don't do things all calculated like that, so racist. We go on our feelings, Cobalt. And we felt like it was right for us to unleash that message of love to the world.
A bright new dawn had arrived, It was a pivotal moment in history, a celebration of the collected consciousness of those with love in their hearts and belief in their souls.
Oh, I believe they were dancing on the streets of Cape Town, much like they did when Mandela was released.
Well, actually, that lie has already been debunked.
By who? Have you heard about this, Meghan?
Yeah. They found out I was playing a little bit loose with the truth on that particular story.
Well, so it didn't happen?
No.
Well, it's my truth.
Also, something doesn't quite add up here, which is hardly a rarity when concerning you two airheads. But Harry, if it was a passionate message of love bursting forth onto the world, a pivotal moment in history, as you say, Meghan, why did you immediately demand to be left alone?
Well, it makes you feel more important, doesn't it?
I didn't want it taken over my life, I mean, I enjoyed being in the papers, I enjoyed being in high demand for interviews. And I loved, absolutely loved the speculation in the press about when Harry was going to pop the question.
Which I did in a cottage, in the end, whilst we were cooking a vegan chicken.
Yeah, but I really didn't want people prying into my personal life, right? Like, into my past.
A murky affair.
Indeed.
Sometimes you want privacy, right? So, we preempted, potential issues to do with, intrusion, and we try to put a stop to them straight away.
Yes, well, that worked out well. But do you not appreciate how infuriating it might be to some people to watch you swan around in a perpetual gloat about your undeserved rise in notoriety, whilst simultaneously demanding privacy like some fame-exhausted starlet who can't eat a meal in peace? Just like when you sat in a virtually empty royal box at Wimbledon watching the tennis with two of your friends, dressed like a trio of ladies on a jolly in Margate, and then demanded people stop taking pictures of you as you sat there stony-faced and pouty like some kind of delusional dinner lady dreaming of fame. I mean, no one had even heard of you 5 minutes prior.
But I'd already been in Suits.
She'd been flashing a bit of leg on Deal or No Deal for years, the old coin slot on full display. And besides, she was well known in the private yacht scene since the late 90s.
What do you two like to do to relax? You seem on edge and stressful a lot of the time, brought about wholly by your ludicrous and selfish behaviour, of course. But I thought it might be of interest to the viewers about what you like to do to wind down and escape the maelstrom of stress that you've created by being emotionally unstable and arrogant nincompoops.
Nincompoop. Haven't heard that for years.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, don't beat yourself up, Meghan. I mean, words are really hard. Hard.
It means a foolish or stupid person.
When it fits. It fits.
What do we do to relax? Yoga, obviously.
Being vegan.
Yeah, that's more of a moral superiority than a method of relaxation.
Oh, I like doing jigsaw puzzles, You've got to push quite hard to get those bits together sometimes, but, they can be quite resistant. But, if you persevere and you're not put off by the fact that the picture doesn't look quite right, doesn't look like the box, then it can be very rewarding and very relaxing.
But he can't do them unsupervised, though, because he puts the pieces in his mouth.
No, don't.
I came in the other day and you were choking on the face of Thomas the Tank Engine.
I wasn't choking.
Kevin had to perform the Heinrich maneuver.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember? He went flying across the room and landed in his gin and slimline tonic. Yeah. And you were trying to fish it out with one of your false eyelashes.
Oh, one of those awful awnings that women wear.
Well, first of all, I don't wear false eyelashes.
Oh, yeah. Yours are naturally thick and long. Must have been one of Kevin's then.
So, Harry likes to complete jigsaw puzzles, when he's not dining on them, of course.
Oh no, he's never actually finished one yet.
Right. And how about you, Meghan? How do you like to relax and wind down?
Yoga, like I said, obviously. And sometimes I just like to sit and ponder, just sit there thinking, right, about how great I am. And that normally brings my blood pressure down to a manageable level.
She also likes to sit at her bureau, and write letters and emails. Don't you, my little profiterole?
Yeah, I have been known to pen a few opinions and, observations. Usually like to sit there in the evening sometimes and write them. Sometimes I even write them, during the night whilst I'm asleep.
Yes, of course. I remember you telling us about your somnamscribism in a previous interview.
Oh, look, nothing helps Meghan find her special place, her zen. Better than writing to an organisation or an institution to get someone who's far weaker and less influential than her fired for a minor misdemeanor.
Yeah, it brings the world back into a cosmic balance. It's nice.
And she gets the cutest little face on when she ruins someone's life. It almost makes me wish she would ruin my life, just so I could see it, on the receiving end.
Patience, Harry. Patience. When even Fergie, the toe-sucked queen of the royal ruff, is prepared to throw a jibe your way, reminding you that it was your decision to leave the royal family, does it indicate that you've hit a new low?
Look, Fergie can shut up. Perhaps a long time ago, once, one Christmas, we had a good giggle on the old twister mat. In all fairness to her, she always gave it some during charades. But she can shut up.
We know now, Meghan, that you will not be attending the coronation, and that Harry will be coming by himself. In your own words, why?
Well, after they refused a very reasonable request to include Archie in the celebrations, it is his 4th birthday, we decided that, one of us has got to stay home to celebrate with him.
Yeah, so I'll be on my lonesome all day. Hateful eyes around me, stern gazes fixed solely on me, no one to talk to, and whose hand am I going to hold?
Well, you could try going naked-handed for a change. This constant hand-holding is a bit pathetic.
It proves to everyone we're in love. It's amazing.
Yes, or that your insecurity is so crippling that you are both literally holding on for dear life, but we'll leave that for another day. Meghan, it would have appeared to the observer that you would have been loathed to miss a public event with millions, if not billions, of pairs of eyes watching on.
Sorry, what are you trying to say, that I'm a narcissist? More importantly, that I place my vain desire to be seen, above celebrating Archie's birthday with him?
Well, yes, to both. This Archie issue, he's 4. Couldn't you just celebrate it on a different day this year? Would he really know?
Of course he would. He's very advanced for his age.
He's already more intelligent than Harry.
Well, as believable as that is, come on, Meghan. Surely you love the idea of being in the public eye. Why miss this opportunity?
I don't really like attending public engagements when I'm not going to be center of attention. Look, there, I said it.
Oh, she said it. Oh, did she say it?
Oh, I see. So the spectacle of a once-in-a-lifetime event, such as the coronation of a monarch, isn't conducive to your self-centered aims of aggrandizement.
Ooh, in one, Cobalt.
Yeah, what's the point of being at a big celebratory spectacle? With news crews and cameras, the whole 9 yards. If you're just going to be like a peripheral character.
Oh, I see. So that was your angle with the absurd, can we include Archie in the celebration suggestion?
You thought it would help keep the spotlight on you, rather than King Charles. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not unreasonable. I do realize that some of the attention's going to be on him on his big day. But I'm not going there just to be a pretty face. Not even.
I wouldn't say pretty, I'd say sexy, sultry, dangerous.
Pathogenic?
Yeah, probably.
You don't even know what pathogenic means. I think that addictive would be a more suitable description.
Yeah, like gambling.
Yeah. Once you start playing with me, you can never stop. Not by choice, anyway.
True. But you'll have to walk away when you finally run out of money. In a new book by Robert Jobson, it is claimed that Catherine described the walkout to meet grievers and well-wishers after the Queen's death as the most difficult thing she's ever had to do.
That just shows you what a sheltered, closeted, and protected life she must have had. I mean, come on. The most difficult thing she's ever had to do? Please.
Please what?
She suggested that the show of solidarity and unity was merely that, a show, and that the hostile and negative atmosphere was palpable.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. But hey, it's the consequences of the actions taken. She can't just start crying about it now.
But more importantly, I'd like to return to an amazing point made a second ago by Meghan.
Which one?
When you said what a sheltered life she must have had to find such a small thing the worst thing she's ever had to do.
Yeah, and I mean it. I mean, does she have any idea, like, the situations I found myself in life? I mean, does she realize some of the things I've had to do, to get where I am?
We can only imagine, Meghan.
I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah, but she's all in a tizzy because, there's a little bit of bad blood between family members, right? I mean, grow up.
Meghan's lived with bad blood for so many years. It just rolls off her like water off a duck's back, and she caused the bad blood.
Indeed, although Meghan being more familiar with bad blood than Catherine has had a profound effect on her. It is suggested in the book that she feels resentful towards you, Meghan.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But she's been resentful ever since Meghan turned up on the scene.
It would seem that she was unable to be with the Queen during her final moments because of you, Meghan.
How did she work that one out?
Well, Charles didn't want Meghan at the Queen's bedside, assuming quite rightly that it would be a possible distraction and quite the opposite of a source of comfort to her late Majesty.
Not true, but even if it was, I mean, why would Kate resent me for that?
Because Charles also banned Kate from the Queen's bedside, claiming it to be for children and grandchildren only, so it wouldn't look like he was singling out you, Meghan.
Yeah, but he was singling out Meghan. My Meghan.
Well, yes, of course, because she's the only troublemaker. Kate was brought down as collateral damage, as it were, to prevent the vindictiveness that would have spewed from you two had such a public condemnation been levelled at Meghan.
Vindictiveness? I mean, where's the evidence that we would have been vindictive?
Well, I would have gone scorched earth if that had happened. Scorched earth. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I very nearly did anyway.
Again, where is the evidence that we would have been vindictive?
Let Kate go and not me. I mean, actually let Kate attend and not me. Just me, I can't go. No, I would have burned the place down. I would have burned that place down. I would have betrayed every confidence. I would have told about everything I've ever seen, and heard. And, probably invented some new ones that didn't even happen.
Still waiting for this evidence that we would have been vindictive.
Harry, did you not hear what your wife just said?
Yeah? What does vindictive mean?
Having or showing an unreasonable desire for revenge.
Oh, right. Yeah, she would have gone for the jugular.
We've learned new details about the so-called Sandringham summit to thrash out your two futures in the royal family from Robert Jobson's new book about King Charles. It was apparently thought not to be secure if you, Meghan, were to have joined by video link.
Yeah, I mean, they have such deeply suspicious minds.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can build our dreams on suspicious minds.
Apparently the Queen had the library swept for bugs.
Yeah, it's like an episode of The Sopranos.
Hey, you want me to sweep the place for bugs? I mean, it's absolutely incredible, right?
Genuinely hard to believe, Meghan.
Yeah, I mean, once the firm have locked onto their target, onto their victim, they don't let it go. I mean, they're absolutely convinced that I'm some kind of dangerous and deceitful force of destruction.
Shocker.
Yeah, and now they just can't help themselves, right? They just can't help believing.
Oh, I just can't help believing when she smiles up soft and gentle.
Just can't help believing that I'm intrinsically treacherous, And they need to let that go. Because, I'm looking to build a relationship with them, going forward that's long-term, and not just some kind of 24-hour truce.
This time the girl is gonna stay for more than just a day.
But does it not disturb you to think about how poorly you are considered, how little you are trusted?
Yeah, but I'm used to it. For some reason I seem to inspire distrust in lots of people that I meet, particularly those that I've, betrayed.
Petty people who hold grudges for the slightest thing.
Yeah, I can't stand people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been happening since I was a teenager.
Did you find it began when you started treating people as means to an end, rather than individuals with hopes, desires, and feelings?
It certainly got worse after that. But no, it's been going on for the longest time.
Oh, for the longest time. Oh, for the longest. If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write.
Oh, Harry, will you shut up?
Yeah, this is a serious subject. Just trying to inject a little bit of light-hearted jolliness into proceedings.
Well, it's not working. I was frozen out, right? They were having a summit about my future in the royal family. And I wasn't even involved.
Because you couldn't be trusted.
And it was then that I knew, it was then that I truly knew, right? That I would never be satisfied in this situation. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. And give me one more chance to keep you satisfied.
Just 1 second, you two. That was the video. And if you could now please press the like thumb, the notification bell, the subscription button, and leave a comment in the comment section below, that would be mightily welcomed. Thanks. Now please continue with the drivel you were spouting.